Hey guys, welcome back to Game 3 of Tongfu vs. NE, New Elements Esport Club. Wisp being banned out in this game so far, as Tongfu perhaps respecting that hero a little bit. And to be completely honest, is Wisp centrigal part? A centrigal part? What is that word?
I know what you mean.
A centrigal part of that strategy. That's a word, right?
A key part.
A key part.
I know.
That's a fucking
centrical?
word.
Centrical?
We have now deemed it
Guys,
a Kawa.
you can just tab out and Google it right now, or you probably have like some browser.
Pornhub links? Okay. Define.
Close them.
Oh,
it's okay. Your browser's not up on the stream anyway.
Centrifugo.
That's different. That's a type of force.
Yeah. So
centrical.
Centrical. That's what I'm trying to say. How do you spell that?
Centrigal.
Centrical.
Centrigal.
Centrical.
Integral.
Have integral. That's the word.
Integral.
No.
You can
why
show
you
this?
not having on screen?
Just switching game. We're good.
Urban Dictionary. Integral. The word does not exist. Usually used by dumbass.
Integral.
Well. I think we're okay now. You miss learning English with Lumi right now.
Stick to teaching math.
Alright, I will stick to teaching math. Alright, Tong Fu on the Radiant side. Lifestealer and Chen being drafted right now. Meanwhile, Visage and Nature's Prophet on our... My question is, was Wisp the key element of that Spirit Breaker? Because even though he wasn't relocating or tethering much of the mid-game, one thing that we really forgot to talk about early on, Spirit Breaker was able to withstand the lane because of tether heal. That's one thing that we haven't really talked about. They were nuking him down really much. But I saw Spirit Breaker just giving the tango to this Wisp, and Wisp would tango and then just tether.
Was Wisp really getting harassed that much though? I think a lot. I mean, it was like he had 6 tangos to start off with. I feel like most of them was just kind of self-eating, but you can get Wisp like passive HP regen, which is like a couple of seconds, so it's still not bad. But they're not.
Are we gonna see Spirit Breaker? Is my question.
You've got that sort of global. You've got the Puck again, which is a great sort of hero to combine with it. Nature's Prophet is kind of the alternative to the Wisp as far as providing damage anywhere on the map, and Spirit Breaker Visage +1.
Maybe. One thing that Darkseer gave them last game was Quick Mech, which is very, very key. They gave him AoE, which Vacuum plus Charge was apparently OP. Also, Track, I think, is kind of the other big key components that we're not going to see here. Yeah. So we're going to go back to the more old-school standard thing, which, Eddie, don't go out on us like this, man. We want to see...
Is this the PL game?
No, come on. Please,
I think it is. It really looks like it.
Please, no.
You've got 1-1. If you can just... Like, you have a good offlaner and Prophet, you've got a really solid mid. If you can just pull out a Coddle PL, and Tongfu don't have a way of ending the game fast or dealing with it, I mean, I think it's a really good pick for their carry role.
I guess. I mean,
it'll be a huge like letdown when they've just shown us the ways of the space cow, and they're like, oh, by the way, this is the ways of the Coddle PL. It's like the Matrix movie that you're like, man, Matrix is fucking awesome. And then you get to 2 and 2, it's like that was so disappointing. You're like, well, let's give 3 a try. Oh my god, it was even worse.
Well,
I actually rewatched the Matrix movies when I was in Australia, and I was like, I forgot how bad 2 and 3 were.
I have to tell you that there won't be Matrix 3 because this is the last game. So Matrix 2 is all we're gonna get, if it's gonna be Matrix 2. I mean, if you think about it, Mana Leak plus Charge, that's the thing, right?
No.
No. You could kill their HP and kill their mana at the same time. That's fucking value.
Well, Lifesteal just rages and he's all good.
He can't rage bash. Did you see the execution bash from last game?
I mean, Spirit Breaker is a decent hero against the Lifesteal because you do have all the stuns which go through the rage.
And you could charge out of Lifestealer.
This to me looks like a very 5-man-ish Tongfu line. They'll be looking to take towers quite early when you've got the Chen in there. They'll probably pick a solo mid that can just sort of... Not the Queen of Pain. I feel Queen of Pain is just one of those heroes that every time I see it, it seems to lose. Unless you're like just a better team than your opponent. Yeah, but I feel like you look at Queen of Pain, like his win rates on the stats, maybe it's like around 45% or whatever it may be, but the games it wins is just when it's a better team beating a weaker team. In the evenly matched games, so rarely do I see Queen of Pain and think, man, good thing they picked Queen of Pain. That was an influential hero.
Yeah, a lot of Chinese teams of the past really dislike Queen of Pain as a hero that, sure, she's going to perhaps dominate the lane, but she doesn't really offer insane mid-game impact. Unlike a hero like DK, for example, who could push. Unlike a hero that get a mech on the mid lane, like an Alchemist, that could give you a big teamfight boon. Queen of Pain, yeah, she has AoE burst damage, but unless you just kind of amazingly dominate the lane and then continue to get get multiple kills throughout the team fight, you're not going to be able to keep up on top of items, and more importantly, experience gain, and
Yeah.
we're not going to see Queen of Pain this game, I don't think.
The only role I think Queen of Pain can fit in nicely is like that safe lane solo role. If you have like a 1v1 matchup where you've got a big advantage, but mid lane you're never going to dominate because everyone bottle crows. If you're against like a bounty hunter though in a 1v1, I think maybe Queen of Pain. We'll see if Tongfu want to go that way. They do still need a mid hero, something to go up against the Puck.
Well, they got
Puck versus Queen of Pain is such a common 1v1.
they got the mid hero because Chen and Rubik is going to be their support.
Yeah,
so
my mistake.
unless they're going to go back to like a Rubik
solo
solo,
mid.
which I'm a big fan of, but I think Nixus is going to take the solo mid position, which Mana Burn should tie him over okay-ish against Puck. His Mana Burn in the mid game is not going to be effective or as effective because Keeper of Light is going to be refueling mana with Chakra Magic.
I hope Tongfu do ban out the PL here. I mean, I think they should be banning it out.
They're banning out big carries like Spectre, so
yeah.
PL is not too far off.
And and that was before they saw the Keeper of the Light pick, so they'll see that and say, well, PL definitely a viable carry choice here. Lone Druid gets banned up by any. They know the Lone
it's
Druid life
looking
still
more and more
Jura.
like this is looking more and more like PL because you're gonna ban out Lone Druid to protect your towers, to slow things down. So
and that's just like one of those back in like 6 months ago, maybe a bit before TI3, teams were doing this Lone Druid Lifesteal Chen, and just those three heroes together for like this 3-month period had like an unbeaten rate.
no, they ban out Alchemist. Okay.
Well, that to me says they're not going offensive trialing. They've accepted the fact they can't trial versus Keeper like Visage, and I think it's okay to be more afraid of an Alchemist free farm than PL free farm, because Alchemist, that we had one was it in the MLG term. Yes, it reached. I think it broke the record GPM in a competitive match.
Yes, and then I saw the Reddit thread on that. Apparently, they forgot one of like Kel's match on Alchemist, and apparently that is the highest GPM. Not to take anything away from our. What was
this
it?
guy also, like, they called GG right before they were about to kill the tier 4 towers, which would be in a ton of gold.
Okay.
So he like missed out on some value there.
Not there's PL. You called it Sin's pick for a long time ago.
It could have been the Alchemist if they didn't ban it though. I think Alchemist is actually free from Alchemist is scarier still.
I think I like Alchemist a little bit more than PL here
Yeah.
because he defends tower a lot better by himself with Acid Spray, Illuminate, things like Tree and some of the front line. But
yeah, I'm sure it's why Tongfu probably banned it. They knew PL was quite likely coming, but they decide, hey, if we ban PL and they go Alchemist, that's a worst case scenario. We can deal with PL.
yeah, the big difference between a free farm Phantom Lancer and a free farm Alchemist is that your free farm PL is going to be dangerous 50-minute down the road.
This is also why they don't care about PL. They got their own PL.
Well, we'll have the debate a little bit later on, but a free farm Alchemist means you're going to have a 15-minute Shadow Blade that's ganking your supports. That's kind of the huge key difference. And they'll rather deal with something 50 minute down the road than 15-minute down the road with the free farm. But they're going to round it out with a Zoe Morphling once again.
You replicate PL. You have your own PL army.
Yeah, you could, I guess.
That's huge.
I mean,
if this goes like 50, 60 minutes in, that's going to be like any are going to have insta-hexes on that replicate. As soon as it starts replicating,
I feel like
bad.
a lot of casters and a lot of players, they see like a Shadow Demon or a Dark Serum and be like, oh yeah, I got our PL, but you got to keep in mind that PL, a big part of his strength is the fact that you can get those replicate. Like, if you walk in a team fight with 4 or 5 illusions, you win that team fight. But if you make 1 illusions, it comes down to chance whether they're replicating or not, which may or may not happen, So we'll see if that 1 illusion is the hero illusion later down the road. But I don't think Tongfu wants to get to that point. They want to have a 25-minute GG where Zoe gets shotgun by then and just start killing stuff.
It's sort of like the semi-backup plan, but it's going to be the Nature's Prophet offlane. We've seen this. He's been pulled 2 clarities again. He'll look to be annoying, probably block the pulls early on. It's the Bulldog style Nature's Prophet. You block the pull camp, at least at the 30-second mark, the 1-minute mark, maybe the 2-minute mark as well. Then you go to the jungle, because he's going to be completely zoned out by this Rubik, I imagine.
We'll actually quickly introduce the lineup here. We're going to see Mu going solo mid with Nick Assassin going for the quick bottle. Up on top of here, XTT on Lifestealer. He's actually going to do okay, I think, up against this fairly weak trialing. Visage not going to do too much against him. I don't think.
Weak trialing?
Yeah, weak trialing. I mean,
Cuddle, Visage, PL?
You just nothing that you can't rage off. Right. So
weak in that sense, but like you had trialing versus trialing, I would put my res on this.
Right, they're not
every
killing
day of the
XTD,
week.
so
yeah.
So Lifestealer is going to have fairly easy lane. Nice rewarding coming out here from Shana on the Keeper of Light. But to fully introduce Tongfu, we're going to see Zoe on the bot lane here on the Morphling. A little bit of nice pulling. Where's the support here for Tongfu stopping this? Oh, looks like Zoe was enough to stop this himself. Shanshan is going to be playing the... unfortunately, Shanshan re-pulled it. He's going to be playing on the Rubik. Nice telekinesis back just to stop the Equilibrium. And last but not least, looks like we have ZSMJ in the jungle playing Chen. From Dusa to Chen we go. This is like the
Times are changing.
times
with,
are changing. Yeah.
Chinese Dota. But we'll see how ZSMJ does. I mean, he's been playing this support role for some time, and it does seem to be the role which he's going to be just playing from here on out in the Dota 2 scene. So we can forever remember and honor his carrying abilities.
His record has still not been broken yet. Has stand the test of time.
His record
is 522 CS or 722
oh,
CS.
Yeah, the do
in 55 minutes.
Well, oh, at that time I thought you meant like there's been higher CSs, yeah, but
no, not counting like nowadays. Dota 2 counts neutral kills. Like keep in mind, neutral kills wasn't counted then, so
that's true.
It will never be broken as the record. I'm gonna say that. Back in the top lane, XCT doing a little bit of pull himself. So yeah, this is what I mean. Like the supports can't really harass off the Lifestealer. Lifestealer could do whatever he wants, including this. And if you're Visage, if you're Keeper, in fact, they're going to be focusing a little bit more on their own jungle. We've seen in Game 1, Shana did a lot of this in the jungle. And whether that's effective or not, I think it remains up to debate. I don't think it is, to be honest.
And this is good. This is amazing for an offlane Lysol for two reasons. He's getting farm at the neutral camps, and then it also pushes out the wave, because Radiant Creep Wave doesn't come. He's going to get XP and farm. He's playing this offlane role really well. So I think this is a nice addition to the Tongfu team.
Well, let's see how we're doing on the mid lane here. Moot, nice and pale, baiting out a phase shift out of Shiki. 10-3 for Shiki here in Lifestealer. Or not, sorry, Nyx Assassin, excuse me. 6-2. So, as you imagine, Shiki dominating this lane thanks to the fact that he does have the range advantage.
Yep, XCT still being as annoying as ever at top lane. Just trying to poke and prod at some of these support heroes. And it's like you say, they just can't zone him out.
I mean, once Lifestealer gets himself phased, we look towards him actually going for a couple of kills, especially on the weaker support like Keeper of Light. I don't think Keeper of Light is actually going to go into the lane for that reason alone. Back on the bot lane, how's Dragon been doing? Unfortunately, I misread the character.
Lumi confirmed Chinese.
Fake Chinese.
Yeah, fake Chinese.
Fake Chinese.
He's blocked every pull. He's blocked every pull so far, and he's going to do so again at 3 minutes. I know Ice had a fantastic Prophet video where he explained how you can do this and be annoying. And like for the first 8-9 minutes of the game, he blocked every single pull camp, which against some supports really hurts. Against a Rubik Chen, I feel it's not as big of a deal though. Yeah,
Chen just says I could just. Yeah. Rubik says I could just jungle the Chen, which they could be doing.
And Rubik's not like as level dependent. If it's something like a Nyx Assassin or something that you're keeping level 1, it's a big deal. But Rubik, you're going to have a slow level 6. Sure, it's not ideal, but it's not the end of the world.
There's a smoke gang coming on the mid lane here. It's going to be against Shiki on Puck, and to be honest, I really don't think this is going to work out.
Or do they go top?
Or they have to go top. Definitely it's not going to work out mid. Do they have detection available against a PL though?
Yep, 1 sentry.
Okay, 1 sentry. That's kind of. That one sentry's got to do a lot of work.
It doesn't have to do any work at all, actually.
What's that?
Who needs sentry ward?
Damn. This is on next level. He hasn't actually got his next point.
This is this is a somewhat common build when you're in that state. They put the sentry down anyways.
No. Yeah, he's going to be dead. I think. Where's the Fable? Where's the Fable? There you go. Looks like XTZ's going to draw the first blood.
Value sentry. They de-ward with it. We need it for Doppelwalk. They just want to de-ward. But
I actually am favoring the Doppelwalk less build.
Yeah, I support this build. It's something where you think you have a safe lane against an off laner. Going no Doppelwalk or like no points. You get maybe 1 point later on, like when like level 5, 6, 7-ish. Is actually okay, I feel.
Yeah, Doppelwalk's actually fairly important for PL in the mid game for farming because moving from camp to camp while having another illusion in the jungle is actually a big deal. But in the laning stage where you don't really need a Doppelwalk or have the mana support the Doppelwalk, no reason to have it right now.
Yeah, and these supports can just stay top now, because Zhou, even if Prophet comes back, he's going to win this lane. He's got such a level advantage there. Prophet's just gone into the jungle now, and they're doing the same thing they did last time with this Prophet Keeper Light. Keeper Light's stacking and helping get these big neutral creeps nice and low over in the big camp, but then Prophet comes in to finish them off to try and get that Midas up as fast as possible.
It still feels very slow. I mean, I'd rather just see him just jungle straight from level 1. At the same time, we are not seeing his effectiveness on the scoreboard in the sense that he's denying a ton of farm to the Rubik himself. You see that Shanshan only level 3.5 despite having the gank up top. Looks like we're going to see a little bit of return gank. They're going to go back to XCZ. No, a little bit of miscommunication. No, it was fully on top as Will is going to get focused. They still don't have Windwalk on ZZZ. He's dropping low. One more hit's going to do it, and ZSMJ picks up that kill as well. Tri-lane decimated up top. Zoe, free farm back in the top lane. Mid lane looks like they're going to go for a kill against Shiki. Shiki dropping low to a couple illusions. Moo being kind of lasso back in here. Oh, Orb.
Oh! That was a mistake by Puck. That was amazing by Moo. I mean, well played by Moo, but that was a bit of a mistake coming out from the Puck there. That orb. Oh man.
That was a little bit sour, to say the least. Well then. Every single lane won by Tong Fu?
Every lane won by Tong Fu, 100%. And this is the problem, like, Zhou gets this early game support and then gets left solo. Who do you actually send down there? Sure, Prophet can go down there, but he's going to farm faster in the jungle than against Zhou. Zhou can just last hit as well as deny almost everything here. It almost feels like you send the COD or PL. If you do that, then the supports rotate back. But this is just going to be a tri-lane top now from here on out for some time. They're just doing so well against this PL.
I think your question of like who you're going to send against Zhou, I don't think any had that particular question in mind. I think what they wanted to ask is who you're going to send up against us, because we have such an amazing trailing, at least defensively, to repel against any type of gank attempts. But that never happened. PL died twice in this particular team fight. XTT, or particular lane, XTT's got his face boot, and he is very, very self-sufficient. And Chen as well as Rubik is just ganking all over the map. All of their ganks has been extremely effective. And Shiki, the one kind of shining hope that you imagine will do well against Mu, has died once or twice in the mid lane. So really, Tong Fu is dominating every single lane.
And now that they've got this huge advantage, the supports go back to the jungle to farm. They know they don't have to keep applying pressure now. They've won all 3 lanes. If they can just get items and then around 10 minutes have arcane boots on their supports, start building a mech on the Chen, they'll have like a 11, 12-minute Lincolns, then they can start fighting again. They don't have to fight right now because all 3 lanes are already won.
Yeah, ZSMJ as well, Shanshan is going to be looking for level 6. The fact that they're playing passive might give any a little bit of breathing room, but they can't really exert this breathing room in terms of any successful pressure. XTT as well as Zhou are ungankable heroes.
Oh, great carapace at mid lane.
Yep, and in fact, look at the Vendetta hit, trying to get the kill. Magic Stick back up, Dreamcoat's going to get dropped, Double Damage going to activate, and Mu perhaps going to get outplayed back in the mid lane. Shiki answering right back. Nicely played from both of these solo mids.
Well, but Mu just getting a bit too overly aggressive there. He carapaced off the Illuminate and should have just been happy about that, blocked some damage, then backed off. But he pays for it with his life. We are going to see a T1 tower push coming bottom lane. The tower already being worked well away on by Zhou, and this tower gold is what's going to get him the very, very fast Lincoln Spear. Meanwhile, mid lane, though, this is a more important tower. Getting these mid-tier 1 towers a lot harder to push and a lot more valuable.
Yeah, they're going to try to get a deny out of this one. Rubik teleporting it, Fable being activated, but not going to be enough. Lift and toss back from Shansheng. Well, nothing.
Tongfu not done pushing.
Oh, they're going to try to apply a little bit of pressure. Here comes Puck. He's going to walk back. Orb's going to be thrown out. Not really going to slow down this push. They still have the siege unit, and I think they are going to get the kill. Yeah.
Chen creeps easily going to provide enough survivability here. Well, Glyph is up, though, so they can decide and pop that. They're going to do just that. This will stall maybe to give Puck time to go in for a deny. They're still going to look to go for this tower, and there's nothing that can be done about it. Chen gets the last hit, which for Tongfu, it's like, Zhou doesn't get, but make sure it doesn't get denied. Yeah,
it looked really close. I thought, in fact, Puck had a deny, but yeah, close enough. But back in the top lane here, how has ZZZ been farming? His allies has been doing a very good job kind of trading for towers, defending towers on their own right. ZZZ's only got 29 CS. In fact, getting out-farmed by XTT. That's not what you want out of your PL safe lane up top.
Yeah, and this lifesteal with Helm already, so this is going to be like this 11, 12-minute armlet maybe coming out from Lifestealer here. It's really scary and dicey days for Team Any. Mu is Vendetta up. He's going to find this Keeper of the Light. Doesn't even need the Vendetta damage, but he'll use it anyways.
Yep, that's going to be a free kill. That's the difference that we saw out of Mu in this particular game, as well as Shiki's level 1 or game 1 Nyx Assassin gameplay. I mean, again, you can see that Any very similar to game number 1 has Central on the mid lane, but they were not really being able to keep track of Mu as well as they did, or maybe the supports are just slightly out of position. You make a couple of mistakes against Nyx Assassin, he just scales very highly in terms of levels. You talk about Queen of Pain as a hero that perhaps you don't like as much on the mid lane. Very similar in the sense of Nyx Assassin. He needs those ganks to be effective, to be effective mid-game heroes. And so far, Mu is finding those ganks both in the lane and outside the lane.
Yeah, Mu is doing a really smart job. That rotation around the tower, knowing they're not going to have like a central between the T1 and T2, is just great game sense. He knows he can't just go straight down mid lane, because any team against Nyx Assassin will have sentries there. He's already up to like 1,200 gold here. Probably going to look for a fast Blink Dagger, 4-staff, even go for the Dagon. It's not the worst in the world.
Yeah, it's not the best either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you go for your Blink Dagger and set up a couple of spells. You don't really need to go for anything fancy because your team is doing so well in comparison. Zhou, by the way, in fact, not going to be going for a Lincoln Sphere, or if he is not going to be starting out, it looks like we have
another kill.
Solo kill back in the mid lane. Puck, not expecting him to die there.
I think he used the Vendetta damage after the Impale. Really, really nice bit of play there from Mu, as he's now going to find himself the 10-minute rune as well at bottom lane. And ZSMJ getting close to a mech on his Chen, so everything going right for Tongfu.
So back to Zhou, what do you think he's going to be going for? A Perseverance back into Lincoln Sphere? Blocks a ton of
stuff. Every now and then there's like the straight Skadi build from Morphlings. That was like an old Dota 1 style build.
Sure.
But
the way that he's pressuring tower right now makes me think Manta style. I don't think that's bad either.
Yeah. Do you go straight Ultimate Orb, or do you get the Yasha first, so if that's okay? I think Ultimate Orb first isn't bad.
I just wonder whether he's like, oh, the secret shop's right here, let me just pick up what I need. So maybe that's
I think he just didn't need the Perseverance for the regen this game, maybe.
I mean, you open up with the Ultimate Orb, you could literally get any item. Like, every single item that Ultimate Orb turns into is a good item for Morphling.
Yeah.
So, we'll see how it goes.
Well, middle lane, there's going to see some pressure from Zhou there now. He's taken both towers at bottom, realizes he wants more tower gold, more farm, more money. He's going to be mid lane. But the rest of his team are actually going to be towards top, pressuring this, slowing down the PL farm. PL doesn't even have a drums of endurance. He's 0-2, 40 CS.
In 11 minutes?
This is disastrous.
This is not Spirit Breaker charge.
No, I wish it was a ZZZ Spirit Breaker.
That's what we'll call it now. After one game, after 18 minutes of gameplay, we'll call it ZZZ Spirit Breaker.
Well, he was he was the one playing it. I'd rather see him on Spirit Breaker than the PL, but he's probably wishing it was on Spirit Breaker right now.
I'm pretty sure he was, because he's saying, I can't really kill anything with this hero right now. And I don't think he's going to be killing much this game either.
Well, T1 tower at top will go down uncontested, I imagine. They're just going to keep on pushing. No reason to really stop here, I feel. And it's going to get really hard for any to do a whole lot, because this is an armlet lifestealer. Mech going to be coming shortly on the chain. And even without the mech, they still have the Hand of God, and fighting into that is not going to be easy.
Yep, and you see that Zoe is going to be... Well, actually, ZC's making the rotation in mid lane, trying to farm. They're not going to do anything there. And Zoe going to be basically farming 2 lanes at once. TP's back in the bot lane. Probably wait for him and defend this one very, very easily. And then if he wants to relocate back in the mid lane, or replicate back in the mid lane, because he's still got his puck illusion there.
And all this time he's getting tower gold as well from his team pushing all these towers at top. And Dire team, they're poking at Roche. This is, I guess they can go Roche.
This is like...
I think that ward may have spotted them though. The ward they spotted Treants going to the Roshan pit. They should, I think they know.
Well, let's see if Moo's going to be brave enough to walk into that Roshan pit.
They're TPing to the tier 1 bottom, so this to me says, hey, let's stop them roshing.
I mean, the Roshan is dropping quite quick here with them down.
There's no sentry. This is, we may just see a GG call if this Roshan fails.
I mean, Zoth's rotating and Rubik's rotating. Here comes
this is disaster.
So Hanamgat comes in, and you can see Moo just thinking about it. All ZZ trying to make it out there, but Mana Burn, and here he's going to get popped. Roshan's going to get picked off very, very easily. Are we going to see some huge play out of Puck?
Dream Coil stolen.
Being lifted there, and Orb coming in and trying to steal. No, nothing being stolen. Here comes a 2-man, 3-man Dream Coil from Shansheng. Shiki dropping low. Shiki, no, looks like Keeper Light's going to be the first one to die.
Puck has no escape.
On his own coil being broken. Yep, Puck's going to be dead as well. GG coming out any second now.
Yeah, it's complete. This game is completely over. Look, calling it how I see it, there is no coming back at this point for Team NE. They've lost every single lane. That was like an all-in. Let's just try and take Roshan. I don't know what else we're going to do. Ward spots them going in. Tongfu come, they steal it, they win a team fight. The net worth, everything, the gold graph is now over 10,000 gold. We're just 30 minutes into the game, but it's even worse than that. It's a PL, your main carry, who's got a drums at 14 minutes and only just picked up that drums, not looking at any sort of item progression moving forward. And the core heroes on Tong Fu's side, Morphling and Lifesteal, both got a ridiculous amount of farm.
I actually love the decision to go down into the Roshan pit like that, but I think they needed a little bit more support. Sentry were down against the Nyx Assassin. They've been doing a very good job in terms of keeping him track in the mid lane, but since then, there hasn't been enough. And of course, you gotta make sure, I mean, the basic prerequisites of making that kind of Roshan sneak, you gotta have that smoke of the seat. I'm not too sure why they didn't do it. Maybe just really kind of unable to deal with the massive amount of pressure that Tong Fu is exerting all of the map. You see XTT by himself is zoning way through 4 heroes for this tier 2 push.
New element, they're gonna just try and stall this push. They did get a bit of gold because they got the Roche. They actually got the Roshan last hit the puck, so that got some a bit of gold. But a bit of gold is not gonna help them against this Tong Fu assassination squad. Nyx Assassin catches out the Keeper Light, and Keeper Light being dead is actually a big deal because that means his tier 3 tower can be sieged at least for the next 15 seconds without that Illuminate spam. And
they're sieging against it regardless.
Yeah.
They're gonna back off.
TP top?
Yeah, they don't want to give PL any free time.
No, he's got to replicate up. He could. He's not going to come back.
No,
they're backing off.
It's okay. Like you defend the tower, you make sure that PL's not farming bid. They got a ton out of it, and Blink Dagger on Nyx Assassin. He's gonna be looking for a lot more solo kills as well. He's up to another 1900 gold. I think we are gonna see a couple of Dagons coming out from Tong Fu because one of the best items that you can possibly get when you're this ahead is Dagon, because you are gonna be just shredding these very low HP heroes apart.
Yeah, and Sansheng, he finds himself an urn, and there's your gem pickup here. So they're going to get complete, utter map control. In one reason is the PL invis, but I feel more importantly is just to deward every dire ward on the map. And once they have no vision, there's nowhere they can really farm all that safely.
Yeah, you don't want your Nyx Assassin to be walking past sentries as he's trying to pick up more and more heroes and then get counter picked off. So that detection is actually a very, very key component of his successes. So Mu still saving up his 1800 gold. I'm very curious to see how it goes. Meanwhile, a big gank up top on Zoe. Is this going to work against the Lincoln Sphere? Silence going to be up on top. There's going to be where's the Strength Morph? Strength Morph is going to be there. Waveform back out. Yeah, it looked pretty good. Not going to be enough. Drum's going to get activated. Slow on top. Makes a replicate. Zoe needs one more Waveform. Jumps to the right side. Still jukes. Tree's going to get broken as well. Nice pick off. That took all 5 heroes. Mu thinking about it. He wants to go right back in. Yeah, he sees Shiki. They are going to go on Shiki instead. Nice Chakra Magic can bring him back up to full. Not going to be enough though. Shiki, one more hit away. He's going to be able to orb back out. No, he will not. Looks like Mu's going to pick up the solo kill. Meanwhile, back on the bot line, or back line here, Shansha has the Fable, drops on everybody. XTT comes in, gets one more kill. Can they do enough? Yes. Looks like ZZZ Blink Dagger forward, providing the vision. ZZ is going to get picked off as well. They want a little bit more. Shana's going to get back out. Where's Zoe out of this?
Still dead?
Yeah, I was quite sure that he was going to buy back out of this, but
yeah, if he maybe doesn't have the boot to travel or any way of getting back into the fight, unfortunately. But Sansheng's doing his best Fenrir impression, man. He's stealing the Dream Call early and now getting the Illusionary Orb as well. But he's not quite Fenrir level.
Oh, meanwhile, Mu is going to
Jeez.
Blink Vendetta Strike. That's going to be the kill. One of the
and XCT just goes diving past towers. Oh, not going to actually get the kill on Will, or maybe with Sansheng's help. There's your puck orb in, and now they are going to get this Visage. Oh, blinks into an Impale.
Oh, Shiki.
That's the GG right there, I feel like. Yeah,
there you go.
ZZZ calls it.
Yeah, one of the big difference between really, really good players on the high level of game is that they really protect their spells against, for example, a good a good Rubik player. And Shiki, even though he was able to execute his game, gave away his kind of bread and butter Dream Coil, gave away a orb a couple times. You want to give away things ways like a Phase Shift, which wasn't the case. So we saw Sansheng really punish Annie for that. And I really think, again, a very uninspiring draft out of Annie. And you need something up your sleeve against Tongfu. You can't just standard them out, because they're just better.
They showed they can win with non-standard as well.
Right.
And like,
I'm surprised they didn't try it again.
Even if it's not the exact same draft, at least something similar, at least something with a bit of spice to it. But very fast games today. Like average game time's like 20, 21 minutes. We've had like a 25-minute game and then 2 games less than 20 minutes here.
Yep.
But all like very exciting in their own ways, even if they were one-sided.
Yeah, coming up next, we're going to see 2 20-minute games featuring Mineski pounding on some Chinese scrubs.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't even. I don't think I even recognize their name. But guys, Mineski Dota is coming up next. I'm Gods. He's Luminous. Be sure to follow us on Twitter. I'm at BTS Gods. He's at Luminous Inverse. But
Can we get our name tags up today? Have they been fixed?
My.
Let's see it again. Damn. All right, that's good. Thank you, Kawa.
I got an underscore there. Why is there an underscore? No.
Fire Kawa can't get her at signs correctly. All right, mine's correct.
Well, I'm gonna go Fire Kawa. When we come back, we'll have Mineski versus LGD China.
There you go.